What is the upskis, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the GxGamerCast. We're on episode 200 of my little gaming show where once a week I just have to talk about video games. Whether they're new video games that I'm playing today, old video games that I grew up with, it doesn't matter. Video games. And we are starting off with a massive thank you to everybody that's listened to this podcast, whether it be one episode or all 200 episodes. Thank you so much for listening. That is amazing. I never thought I'd make it to 200 episodes, but here we are, episode 200. And it's not as, it's a special episode, don't get me wrong. I didn't get to do exactly what I wanted to do, but hey, today we are talking about The Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker. And why is it so important? Why is it getting episode 200? Because it is the Legend of Zelda game that I've wanted to play, that has been devoid from my life. And I finally played it. I finally got my hands on a Switch 2. And that is one of the easiest ways to play Wind Waker, is to just play it on your Switch 2. That's how I did it. Finally knocked it off my list. And we'll answer the question, was it worth it? Did it live up to the hype? Why is this game looked at as the black sheep? Sometimes. We'll discuss all that. And of course, I'll review the game as well and let you know, is it still worth your time to play today? But before we get into all that talk, let me discuss what I've been up to over the last week or so. As I always encourage you, the viewer, the listener, let me know what games you're playing right now, what movies you've seen lately, and of course, what TV shows have you seen recently? Let me know. I'm always up for a good recommendation in any of those categories. Particularly right now, looking for co-op Steam games. That is still looking for some great games there. I know there's a lot. I am pretty new to Steam, so there's a lot of games that went under my radar. So if you have any really good co-op games, let me know, please and thank you. All right. Let's talk about Survivor. We got to talk about Survivor Season 23. Come on down. And it was a banger of a season. Absolute banger. We still got Redemption Island going on, but the main thing on this one was the returning members of Ozzy and Coach. Some of the most... I don't know about Coach, but Ozzy is definitely beloved. Coach is... I like Coach. He's all right. He's an interesting fella. He always claims he wants to win by honor and integrity and not lying and doing all that shit. But what a season of freaking Survivor that was. An excellent season. Lots of great characters. The story of Ozzy was awesome. Like, he got betrayed really early on by Cochran, and Cochran was so friggin' awesome. I wanted him to win, but he didn't. Anyway, having these returning members is always, I don't know, I kind of like it because it gives everyone else a little more confidence in what to do, and you already have someone that's played the game a couple of times. It definitely helps, and it was... What a season that was. I'm going 9 out of 10 for season 23 of Survivor, one of the highest rated Survivor seasons I've watched personally. Freaking loved it. Let's talk Peacemaker. Finally finished off Peacemaker season 2, and it was good. I really enjoyed it. Sadly, my wife fell off. She didn't want to finish off season 2, so I watched it by myself, and it was enjoyable. You know, I understand the interdimensional thing can be a turnoff for some people, but I was down with it. It was kind of funny watching John Cena ruin 2 lives, and actually many more than just 2 lives, but he goes in there and does his thing. I like the way that the show ended, kind of up for your own interpretation a little bit, how it ended, which is fine. You know, it's good and bad, but I think what they ended with was pretty nice, and I'm pretty sure that's the ending of Peacemaker. I don't think they're doing any more seasons. It feels like the way that it ended, it feels like there could be more for sure. They could definitely go for a season 3, maybe even 4, but doesn't seem like there's going to be any more Peacemaker stuff. But it's a banger, man. It's a very highly produced show. There's a lot of high quality to that show. The music is amazing. The production value is excellent. The characters are awesome. I love John Cena in it. I thought he was incredible. And probably his best role to date is Peacemaker, in my opinion. I haven't seen everything with John Cena in it, but I've watched quite a bit of John Cena, and I really enjoyed his role as Peacemaker. I'd hit that with a 7.5 out of 10. I didn't like it as much as the first season, but it was still a good season. Overall, a good show. I'd probably hit it with an 8 out of 10. I think it's a great show to watch, so go check it out. We got another Untold. We got the Jailblazers. It was good. It's another Untold. They're all kind of the same thing. I already knew about the Jailblazers, so I already just kind of rehashing some of the stories. Really cool. Some fun characters in that one for sure. Not a lot of teams get a moniker like that, and the Jailblazers is one of the ones. Like, you got the Showtime Lakers, you got the Jailblazers, and there's not many other things like that in the NBA. So it was quite the moniker. It stuck. It was catchy, and it was a fine documentary. Like, it's good. It's got good information, good interviews. It just wasn't like the most compelling thing I've ever watched. I hit it with like a 7 out of 10. That was on Netflix. And in terms of movies, we got a movie. I rewatched Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I have just been craving Spider-Man, and I'm like, what's the best Spider-Man movies? In my opinion, it's the animated ones. They're excellent. I rewatched it again. It is still excellent. It is so freaking good. The animation's amazing. It's so funny. It's the funniest Spider-Man. I love Miles Morales. I just love and that's another one that's got a lot of interdimensional situations going on. You got a lot of different Spider-Men from a lot of different dimensions all mixing in together, but I think it works out so freaking good. Spider-Pig and Noir and freaking just the Peter Parker from The Amazing Spider-Man's in there. It's an all-time. If you're a Spider-Man fan, if you're a superhero fan, if you're just a fan of movies in general, you're going to get a kick out of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. It is outstanding. And on top of that, you can also watch the sequel, Across the Spider-Verse, both available on Netflix right now. Highest recommendations. Watch them. 9 out of 10 for Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Just the only thing that takes it away from getting like a 10 out of 10 is the fact that like they have to rehash the same story over and over again at the beginning. Like, I'm Peter Parker. I got bit by a radioactive spider, and we have to kind of go through that process again. They do it in a really funny way, and just they do everything so freaking good in that movie. Absolutely watch it. Please watch it. It is so freaking good. And then you'll watch the second one, and it's just, I haven't gotten to rewatching Across the Spider-Verse yet, but I have it on my docket. I definitely want to watch it sooner rather than later. Let's talk video games. We got Rocket League, dog. Rocket League is so much fun. I'm having so much fun with Rocket League right now. Really enjoying myself. Playing it on the PC now with the big extra sexy monitor that the homie Jesse gave me. Thank you so much. It is gorgeous. It's the nicest screen I've ever played on. Period. Nicest screen I've ever played on. It's gorgeous. Playing in like fucking 140 FPS. It's game changer. It's a game changer for sure. I want to hook up everything to that monitor now. I just might do it. We'll see where that goes, but god damn, that thing is nice looking, and it's so fun playing Rocket League on there, so that's been a really good time. Played a little Repo a little while ago. We just played once, and I kind of got everything that I needed out of that game. I think it scared the hell out of me within the first 8 seconds of me playing it. I didn't know what I was doing. I just walked out, and next thing you know, it's kind of a horror game. And there's like a tricycle moving on its own. I'm like, what the fuck is that? A little ghost appeared and scared me, and I was like, what the hell? I'm running from that. Then I run into this huge ghost, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I'm just like, all right. So I didn't get overly scared to the point that I'm like, oh, this game's too scary. I don't want to play it. It's pretty basic. It's like you're just some dudes and you're stealing stuff and you're trying to bring it back without getting killed by the ghosts. Pretty simple, but it's fun. It's fun with more players. Like, we played with Luke and Jetty. Good freaking time right there. So I wouldn't mind getting back into Repo, but it didn't wow me in any way that I'm like, oh, I have to go back and play more Repo. It wasn't really like that, but it was a good little time. Still playing some Raven's Watch. It is excellent. It is an excellent little game. The more I play it, the more I like it, because you just get more familiar with the characters. You get familiar with how each play style is played. And it's got a lot of really good variety in there. Like, there's a lot of characters. There's 8 or 9 characters or something like that. And there's we keep unlocking more. And I'm just like, damn, dude. So I used Geppetto with his little robots, and that was fun. So again, highly recommend Raven's Watch if you like Diablo. And yeah, pretty much just if you like Diablo roguelite, that's exactly what this game is, and it does a phenomenal job at just about everything, man. The gameplay is there, the music is banging, the art style is really nice. It's a little repetitive because it's only got the one map you play on, so you can really only play on that. It does auto-generate, and it's a little different every time, but it's the same 3 levels that you go through, and you can change the difficulty to make it a little harder. We're planning on doing a turning up the difficulty and seeing how that goes. But man, Raven's Watch, hella impressed with Raven's Watch. Probably, like, aside from Rocket League, the funnest game I've played on PC so far. So that's been a lot of fun. Also started playing a little bit of Resident Evil 5 on Steam. They had a huge sale on Resident Evil. I was like, bro, you gotta be buying these Resident Evils. Jesse was like, yo, you want to play Resident Evil 5? I'm like, why the fuck not? I've played it on every console. Might as well play it on PC. So now we're playing it on PC, and it's Resident Evil 5. Already done an episode on Resident Evil 5, so you can look that up. If you're ever curious about any episodes, if I've done them, all you got to do is put in the search bar GxGamerCast and then put in your favorite title, your favorite topics, and there's probably an episode on it. So you can do that. Put in GxGamerCast Resident Evil 5. It'll pop up. You can listen to that episode and any other Resident Evil related episodes. I've done quite a bit of Resident Evil on this podcast. We've done Versus. We've done Resident Evil 1, Resident Evil 4, Resident Evil fucking 5. Like, I'm a huge Resident Evil guy. So playing Resident Evil 5 on today's standard, it's age. It's starting to show its age a little bit. Like, graphically, it's a little blurry. Gameplay-wise, it's a little tanky, but I'm very used to it. I played Resident Evil 5. This is probably my 6th or 7th time, so I'm very familiar with the game and how it controls, and I can sit here and admit it's not the best controlling game by any means, but it gets the job done. I'm still very much so excited for a Resident Evil 5 remake if they ever do decide to do it. I just hope they keep the co-op intact, because that's what's made it one of my favorite games of all time. Is being able to experience a Resident Evil campaign co-op is so much fun. It is so freaking fun. I love it. And yeah, so that's been a good time. Been playing some of Resident Evil 5. And what else have I been playing? Oh, geez. Horizon 6. Still playing Horizon 6. I feel like I'm already done. Like, I think I've already got all my wristbands, and all that's left are like the big final races. I just got to finish off those. I finished off getting the bonus boards and the mascots. I did all that. I did all the PR stunts. That's all done. Legends Island is done. So yeah, I'm a little surprised that I'm already done with Horizon. I feel like I put in a lot more time in other Horizon games where I felt like, don't get me wrong, there's still a ton to do. There's still tons of races and other shit I can do. It's just that now that, like, you know, my main objective is done, I don't really feel obligated to keep playing it. So I guess maybe the next episode we'll do Horizon 6 review and we can talk about that. After that, y'all, I really don't have anything planned for this podcast. I'm not saying that it's done, but you know, I'm starting to run out of ideas. I haven't really been putting together episodes much lately. I've been pretty busy with ski. So, I don't know. Just hit me with some ideas that I can work with. The one I'm holding on to is the year in review, where I can just continue to do that. I've done 2006, 2007, so I can just keep going 2008, 9, 10, so on and so forth. I can keep doing those. That's really all I have right now on the docket, is that kind of stuff. And, yeah, I installed Final Fantasy what's this one? Rebirth? Yeah, Rebirth. I installed that on my PlayStation. Haven't started playing it yet, but it's there. And on top of that, we started playing Subnautica 2. So, and I also purchased Subnautica for my Switch. I didn't realize I'd be getting into Subnautica 2 so fast. So I started playing Subnautica and Subnautica 2. Playing Subnautica on my own on my Switch, and it's pretty fun. It's a little bit boring because there isn't really like an objective to do other than survive. So you kind of get stuck in that loop of just trying to survive. Like, I'm just getting food, I'm just getting water, getting minor resources to keep me afloat, but I don't have any space to put it anywhere, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know, it's pretty good. Having more fun with Subnautica 2 because it's co-op, so I'm playing with Jesse, played a little bit with Kyle and Parker. So we've been doing that. It's pretty fun. Like, there's so much exploration. Like, the exploration is excellent in that game. They just throw you in the middle of an ocean on an unknown planet, and you just go. You're just looking for shit. You're just looking for resources, trying to stay alive. It reminds me of like Minecraft survival mode, where you gotta eat and stay alive and shit like that. But it looks gorgeous. Like, the water is amazing. It looks so good, and just everything underwater looks amazing, and probably the most amazing thing is at night. You look up at the sky, holy jumping, is it ever gorgeous. It is a very nice looking game, so I'll give it that. Other than that, I don't know how, like, I'm going to keep playing it. I just don't know how much staying power it's going to have. Like, it's going to have to start giving me more to do and more to explore for it to, I don't know, I'm going to give the game a little more opportunity to open up to me, but right now, it's more of a back burner game. Like, I'll play it, but I'm not, like, in love with it right now. But I hear so much good stuff about Subnautica, so I wanted to give it a shot. It was, like, $4 on Switch, so I bought the first one anyway, and then Subnautica 2 is on Game Pass, the game preview. It's not fully out yet, but they got the game preview there, so you can check that out on Game Pass if you want. It's fun. It's fun to jump in with a friend. Definitely jump in with a friend and explore the world together. It's a lot of fun. It's actually quite fun. So other than that, I think that's everything. Let me see here. Resident Evil, talked about that. Repo, yeah. And I guess I purchased Rift of the Necrodancer, which is, I don't even know why I bought it. I haven't even played, what's the other one called? Fucking Necromancer Dancer, I don't know what it's called, but there's a first one in this. I literally, it was like the first game I purchased when I got my Switch, and I still haven't played it, so I should really do my due diligence and play that before I get into Rift of the Necrodancer. But it was on sale, it was a good price, so I picked it up. They had a lot of good sales going on recently, so yeah, do your due diligence and keep your eyes open on deals, because especially summer deals, there's a lot of summer deals going on right now, so be on the lookout for a good deal, and let me know about a good deal, you know what I'm saying? You see something awesome, let me know. All right, everybody, that's it. Let's talk about The Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker, originally released at some point, I don't know, I have it written down. It was released in March 24th, 2003. Holy crap, this game is over 23 years old. That is insane. Let us talk about Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker. Oh baby, Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker. Finally knocked it off my list. It's been number one for a very long time with a bullet, has been Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. I've wanted to play this game so much. I've been waiting years and years for the HD version to get released on Switch. Direct after direct after direct, I've been denied my HD version on Switch, and it's still living there on the Wii U. So if you have a Wii U, you got a copy of Wind Waker, good for you. You win. You get the definitive version of the game. I did not play the definitive version of this game. I played the GameCube version on Switch 2 from the GameCube library. That's how I played it. So I don't have the HD. I don't have the quality of life improvements that they made in this game. I got the original GameCube release, and that is totally fine with me. There are some complaints I have about this game, but we'll get to that when we get to that. Now, what I want to do, let's go down a little history lesson here before we get into this game. So this game had a ton of hate when it got announced originally back in the day. Now, the reason why it got so much hate was this toon art style that they went with. And nowadays, people love it. They love the look of this game. They love everything about this game. But at the time when it got announced, this game was ridiculed beyond belief. It was insane, the hate on this game. Before anyone even played it, everyone hated this game. Just viscerally hated it. And the reason why is because at E3, they showed off a tech demo for a Legend of Zelda game on GameCube that did not use that art style. They went with a realistic, think of Twilight Princess, they went with a look like that, more realistic, a little dark, a little grimy even, and they went completely opposite when they showed off the game on GameCube. They're like, hey, this isn't what you originally showed. So some Nintendo fans felt like they were sold a false bill of goods, where we were shown this dark, gritty Legend of Zelda we're supposed to get on GameCube, and instead you got this cartoon-looking thing. So that's why people were pissed off with this game. Once it released, people got their hands on it and actually played it. They realized, well, fuck, it's not just about the graphics and the art style. Actually, I like the graphics and the art style. This game bangs, and I'll shut the fuck up. So nowadays, the game is praised beyond belief. It is one of the most beloved Legend of Zelda games in the franchise, from what I can tell. Now, like, I've made this very clear. I skipped the GameCube generation completely. Just the GameCube, not that generation. I played the shit out of that generation. I just skipped the GameCube. I had no interest in GameCube, wanted nothing to do with it. I hated the controller. the games were good. Like, I played some games. I was like, yeah, I played some Melee. I'm like, this is pretty sweet. Played some Sunshine back in the day. And I was like, oh, this is pretty neat. But, yeah, I had no intentions of ever getting a GameCube. I still have never owned a GameCube, unless you count the Nintendo Wii, which is in that of itself a GameCube, because it can play all the GameCube games. Regardless, I'm doing my due diligence now and trying to go back and play as many of those GameCube games as possible, and thankfully they age like a fine wine, a lot of them, because the graphics they used in a lot of those games were colorful and artful, and just they stand the test of time. And I can say that about Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. This game absolutely stood the test of time. I'm gonna just say it now. I think this game is absolutely worth your time today. Even the original version, the version that I played, I think it's still worth your time. There might be a thing or two wrong with this version of the game, but we'll get to that. So let's dive into it. Let's get started here, folks. Let's start with the intro. Get my notes here. Now, admittedly, I haven't played this game in weeks. I beat this game weeks ago, and so hopefully my memory is all good and intact and everything. I got my notes, so we should be okay. So let's get into it. I already said the original release date was March 24th, 2003. Now, that's North America. Now, Japan gets it earlier than us. I think they got it in like 2002. Regardless, it came out a long freaking time ago. And the fact of the matter is, I still think the game holds the test of time over 20 years later. So it's a pretty typical Legend of Zelda story here. It's not breaking the mold by any means, but you are finally the age of the warrior. Now you can rock the legendary green tunic, and you can start your adventure, hopefully being the chosen one, because there's always a chosen one, and of course we're the fucking chosen one. We're always the chosen one when you play a video game. That's the fun of playing video games. You're always the chosen one. All right. Then your sister gets kidnapped by a giant, scary-looking bird dude, which is obviously Ganon. Well, actually, it's not Ganon, is it? It doesn't matter. See, my memory's already losing me. And you join a crew of pirates with a ship to go search for her. And also, as usual, Ganon has broken free from his prison, and we must stop him from destroying the world. And I'll just say right now, Ganon in this game might be my favorite version of Ganon I have ever seen. I love this kind of samurai, badass kind of situation. He's got a big cloak on, and he just looks really cool. I don't know. I wasn't jiving with him earlier on in my days looking at this game, because I saw the legendary. I've seen the legendary scene where, spoiler alert, you drive your Master Sword into Ganon's skull and kill the shit out of him, and probably the most violent death I have ever seen in a Nintendo game. So there is that. I think he looks awesome. I think he just looks so intimidating. He is so tall. He's so much bigger than everybody. He's just badass, man. He's just a badass. So I really enjoy Ganon in this game. And of course, like you know, we'll talk about the graphics now, but you look awesome. I love the look of this game. The cartoon art style is awesome. I freaking love it. It's super colorful. Like, the colors just bounce off of the screen. It's insane. Already talked about how everybody hated it. So the only thing is the draw distance on the Great Sea is actually really impressive for a GameCube game. Like, you can see islands way off in the distance, and you can, even though there's not a lot necessarily out there on the Great Sea, there's the draw distance is good. The water looks really impressive. Like, it's cartoony, but it looks really good, moves really well. I don't know. And I also really enjoy the facial animations in the characters in this game. They're kind of goofy. Like, they make funny faces all the time. I'm a stickler for a funny face, so you make a funny face at me, I'm going to have a little giggle about it. And they were making some funny faces in I was going to say Ocarina of Time, the Wind Waker. They're making some funny emotional faces, and Link's making some funny faces, and everyone's making funny faces, so I really appreciate that. The game definitely feels a little goofy. Like, it's a little bit goofy. You got Tingle in this game. Like, he's a big goofball. And, yeah, just love the style of this game, man. It holds up incredibly well. Like, I think everyone knew that when the game came out. Like, this is going to look good for a very long time, and it still looks very good. Admittedly, it's not as good looking as the HD version. The HD version looks outstanding. It looks so fucking good, so crisp, so clean, and I was watching a lot of videos online because this game is a little complicated and doesn't explain things great. We'll get into that, but damn, dude, this game is really nice looking. I really enjoy it. And I wonder how much longer it's gonna look good. Like, is this game ever gonna look bad with the way that they designed the art style? I don't know if this game's ever gonna look bad, man. Look good to me. It looks good to me. Admittedly, I'm not like the biggest stickler for graphics. I'm not like, oh, fucking this and that. Now, the only thing that does suck, it doesn't have widescreen. It doesn't have widescreen on this version, so there's a lot of unused screen when you're playing it on your big screen TVs, so that's a little bit unfortunate. Again, if they would just fucking release the HD version on Switch, which we know they can do. They can literally just, boom, in existence, it's out there, it's ready to go, but no. Now they had to announce the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time remake, so that's going to take over, and we're not going to get Wind Waker, because that's too much Zelda in 1 year. So yeah, anyone looking forward to that, you're going to be waiting a little bit longer, man, because I can't see it coming out for at least 2 more years. If they're ever going to do it at this point, they're probably just going to hold on to it as the one thing you need a Wii U for is to play Wind Waker HD. So that's like the only reason why someone would want a Wii U at this point in time would be for that. But anyway, let's move on to the sound design and all that good stuff. So there's no voice acting per se. Like there's no one, they're making their little grunts and going, yeah, and all that crap. But there's no voice acting in this game either. We don't get voice acting in Legend of Zelda until Breath of the Wild. And even then, Link still doesn't have a voice. Link has still not had a voice in one of the games to this date, and I kind of like it that way. I don't think he has to talk. I don't think he needs to talk. But now we're getting to the point where a movie is coming out. He's going to have to talk in the movie, right? So I think that the movie is going to change everything, and we're going to start seeing Link probably start talking in whatever the next Legend of Zelda comes out. I wouldn't be shocked to see him fully voice acted and along with everybody else, because everyone else is voice acted except for Link, so there is that. But the music in this game is phenomenal. I love the music in this game. It's piratey, it's oceany, it just, yes, exactly, like, whatever, you're sitting on an ocean, and there's a soundtrack playing, it's fucking Wind Waker, bro, like, it's absolutely Wind Waker. It just exudes beaches, and water, and exploration, and discovery, and just, I love it. The music is phenomenal. Of course, they have, like, the returning jams, the melodies, the main theme and stuff like that, but they have a lot of new songs. You got this fucking Wind Waker thing that it's like a I don't know what you call those things. It's a stick, basically, but you use the stick and you can call upon the wind, and it's pretty interesting. We'll get into that in the gameplay and all that good shit, but the voice acting is not here, so I can't really say much about it. Is there any voice acting whatsoever? Like, is there anything? I can't really recall. I don't think there is any voice acting whatsoever in this game, not even like the gods talking about the times and the great fairies and whatever. No, there's none of that, so there's really not much to talk about there, other than the music is freaking phenomenal. So we'll move on now to gameplay. So we got the Z targeting. So Z targeting, whether you love it or you hate it, it's here in this game, and I'm really familiar with it, so I'm right at home with Z targeting. You hold the Z button, and it'll lock on to whatever enemy. You can switch off to other enemies, and you basically lock in on them, and the camera will follow that enemy around, and it works, man, it works. It worked especially effectively on N64, I found. It still works here on GameCube, in my opinion. Like, I don't know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, I guess, but I have no real problem with the Z targeting. You can do backflips and side dashes and dodges, and the swordplay is quite impressive. Your sword can do different, it reminds me of, well, because I didn't play Wind Waker, it reminds me of Twilight Princess and Skyward Sword, where you have a little more going on with your sword other than just like a slash. Like, you can do horizontal attacks, vertical attacks, stabby stabs, spin attack, a jump attack. You have a whole bunch of stuff. And now you have a parry. So if you counter at the right time, you press A at the right time, you'll spin around an enemy and like do a nice attack, and just, yeah, it's fucking... Now, this isn't new to me because I played Twilight Princess, where I thought this was introduced, but no, it was actually introduced in Wind Waker, so that's news to me. So you get the parry, you get a variety... Oh my god, the gear. You get the classic Legend of Zelda gear, so there's a lot of it. You got the grappling hook, the Deku... The grappling hook is... Come on now, that everyone knows what the grappling hook is. The Deku Leaf was pretty cool. You can use that to traverse in the air, and you can hang on to it, and you can move around in the air. Got the boomerang, pretty self-explanatory. Bombs, the hero's bow, the skull hammer, which is just a big hammer that you can use to smash shit. Got your iron boots to give you some weight. You got the power bracelet so you can pick up heavy shit. You got the mirror shield, which is from Ocarina of Time. You got the hook shot, which is also from Ocarina of Time. So what's the difference between the grappling hook and the hook shot, you may ask? Well, the hook shot will hook on to certain things. It can only hook on to like metal things, and it'll launch you across an area. The grappling hook will actually grapple onto things, and you can swing across gaps and so on and so forth. So there's a little bit of difference there. Honestly, there was a point in the game where I was using the grappling hook, and I meant to use the hook shot, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I was like, oh, I'm using the grappling hook. I'm an idiot. I need to use the hook shot here. So in traditional fashion, you have the dungeons in Legend of Zelda. In each dungeon, you'll get a new item. So say, for example, you start off at the dungeon, you're going in, you're like, oh, I gotta fucking find the tool to use to get through this dungeon, and you get the grappling hook, and you're like, oh shit, now I can use it to get across all these gaps. You're probably gonna end up using that item that you get in said dungeon to defeat the boss, and that is the formula of a Legend of Zelda game, and it's awesome. Admittedly, it was very refreshing to be back in the temple setting where I go to temple, you find your item, use that item throughout the dungeon, use it to beat the boss, move on to the next dungeon instead of the current era we're in where we have shrines, no temples, just hundreds of shrines to go to, and each shrine you can solve them in multiple ways. With the temple, you kind of have to do it the way they want you to do it. There's not like many different ways you can find solutions to things in this game. I mean, there's probably a way or two. You could probably glitch some things out and do some things a different way, but for the most part, it's pretty set in stone how you're going to get through this game. So I'm not going to say it's like linear. Like there was a lot of parts where I didn't know where to go, and it's not linear because you have this massive open sea that you can explore, which I guess we can talk about now. So you have the Red Lion, I think that's his name. He's a boat, and he's actually spoiler alert, he's actually the king. He's the king of it doesn't matter. He's the king. He's the fucking king. He turns into a boat, so you can ride him around, and that is the big draw of this game is you got this ginormous sea that you're traversing, and you got to use the wind, which is admittedly kind of annoying, because say, for example, you want to go west. So you set the wind to go west, and then it'll take you there. But say you go a little too far, and now I gotta go east. Now I gotta fucking pull out the thing. I gotta play the song. I gotta switch the wind to go back east, and now I'm going east because you can't fight the wind in this game. If the wind is going west, you ain't going east. Like it's not happening. You're not gonna move. So that could be a little bit annoying. But traversing the sea is quite something. It is quite the big sea. It is on this giant grid, a 7x7 grid. So you got 7 spaces across, 7 down, and then fill it all in. It's like, what, math? 40, 50, 40... Yeah. Anyway, we're not going to do math here today. That's not what we're here for. But on every square, so every square on the 7x7 grid, there is rather an island or something going on. There's like a little fish that you can go on every square. There's a little fish. He'll fill in the map for you so you can see what kind of island you have on there, and he'll also tell you a little something. So these fish are very, very important, and they tell you some crucially important information throughout the game. So it's crucial that you don't have to go to every single square. Like, I didn't go to every single square. By no means did I 100% this game. I don't think I found 4 heart containers in this game. I think I found 3, so I didn't even get 1 extra heart container. Like, that's how... It's my first time, so I don't know where anything is. I don't know how to do anything in this game. I needed a guide at numerous stages throughout playing this game just to get through it, because I was like, what do I do? Where do I go? And how do I find all this shit? So you have the massive grid, and I need to get this off my chest right now. This has nothing to do with the grid or the sea, but the camera control in this game is fucking egregious. It's all reversed for absolutely no reason. Left is right is left, down is up is down, and I do not know why, for the life of me, why they made that decision. It it took me hours to get used to it. It took me I was losing it, bro. I was not having a good time. Like, I'm falling off everything. I can't make a fucking jump to save my life. I can't turn anywhere right. Everywhere's going the wrong direction, and my camera's all messed up all the time. So that is a huge negative for me, was making that decision to reverse the camera for absolutely no reason. I do not know why. It has no positive implications until you get about 5 hours in, when you get used to it and you can finally make decisions that you're not thinking twice about. You're like, oh fuck, how do I turn right? I got to turn left to turn right. It's like, why? We're not pilots. We don't have reverse controls. This is bullshit. So that's a huge negative to this game for me personally. And even when I got over it, it was like it ruined other games for me, because I'm playing other games that use normal controls and I'm all reversed. I'm all confused. So it really fucked me up for like 2 weeks there while I was playing it, trying to get used to playing it. And then it ruined every other game I was playing, because I was trying to play it like Wind Waker. So that was a huge hindrance to me, man. Like, the first 4 hours or so were just disgusting. Like, just not a good time, having just the roughest time doing the simplest shit. And I was like, it felt like I was new to video games. I felt like I never played a video game ever in my life. I was like, what is going on? Why is this taking so long for me to get used to? It took me, like I said, 4 or 5 hours before I finally got used to it. So that was a huge no-no. I don't know why they did that. But there are some other little things that they added to the game. Like, Link can now pick up enemy weapons and use their abilities. So say you got like a giant sword, you pick that up, you can smash hardwood, you can pick up torches to light torches, or pick up sticks, light them. And I mean, yeah, you can do that in Ocarina of Time, but I don't think you can pick up other people's weapons and use them against them. So that's kind of new. You can also collect little resources from enemies now and put them in your spoils bag. I didn't really find any use out of that, other than the little butterfly bracelets that you find the game would never tell you that you're going to need 40 of them later on in the game, but fuck me, did I have like 39 of them when I needed 40, and I was like, had to go all over the place looking for one just to get into this fucking house. It was so annoying. Anyway, you're given the Wind Waker, like I said. You can use that to control the wind. It was a little awkward at first. It took me a little bit to get the feel for using this thing. I don't know what... I was just having brain farts with this game, bro. I don't know what was going on, but I figured it out. It was all good. I have no real complaints with the Wind Waker and using it, other than, like, it was kind of tedious having to call the wind all the time when I was trying to traverse to places. I'm like, fuck, I need to go in north now. Oh, now I need to go in south. Now it needs to go east. Now it needs to go west. And fucking doing that all the time was kind of annoying. You can fast travel. Took me a while to figure that one out, because the game doesn't tell you. I mean, it does, but it's very cryptic. Everything about this game is very cryptic. They're like, oh, if you look north at the sunset and fucking... No. Fuck you. Not doing that shit. Just tell me how to get fast travel. And yeah. So fast travel is big, obviously, for this game. You can't fast travel to every single square. They'll have, like, certain squares you can transfer fast travel to, which is nice. Very useful, because there's a lot of times I was like, I don't want to fucking float all the way over there. That's going to take like 5 real minutes. That's fucking crazy for traversal in a video game. So I don't love the traversal in this game, because it does take a while. And like I said, there's not really a lot going on out there in the sea. There's some enemies that you can basically just ignore. You don't have to worry about them. There's a lot of islands you can go explore, but can you do anything on all these islands? Not necessarily. Like, some islands you can't do anything with them. Some of them are frozen. Some of them are fucking lit on fire. Some of them are, way up in the air, and you gotta try and figure out how to get up there. And like, yeah, there's a little mystery to every island on this game. They got little fairies hidden around. They got a bunch of shit. It's a Legend of Zelda game. There's tons of hidden little secrets out there that were way too hidden for a guy like me to figure them out. So you'll learn different melodies, which can change the direction of the wind, like I talked about, teleport you around the sea, which I talked about, and what else can they do? It doesn't matter. You can find treasure charts, which will reveal the location of hidden treasures. So those are pretty cool. That's the other thing. You can find little hidden treasures in the sea while you're out there. You'll see like a little glowing light, and you can go up to it, and you can use your hook shot or your grappling hook. Go down and you can pick up treasure chests, and they just have like, little rupees in there. It helps, it breaks up the monotony of traversal, where there is actual stuff to gain. But like the game didn't tell me that you have to upgrade your rubies, your ruby bag, so you can actually collect rubies, and you need a lot of rupees in this game. Game does not convey that to you, so you better be, hopefully, when you play this game, get the ruby bag upgrade as soon as possible and start collecting those rupees, because you need every single rupee, because there's a point in this game where they're like, yo, you got to do a million things, and every chart you have to get deciphered costs fucking $300 or $400, and that's a shitload of money. And yeah, I had to do some grinding, which was not fun, so that was not cool. All right, what else we got? So I got all the boss fights written down here. Went through all the boss fights in the game. They're mostly pretty good, but I rated them all, so we can go through all those. But first, some complaints. So I already talked about the reverse controls. Not much going on while you're sailing. And some seriously cryptic moments, like getting the arrows was ridiculous. Like you had to, I forget what you had to do exactly now, but at one point you had to, I think this is how you get the fast travel, but you have to like go up to this big typhoon, and there's like a big tornado in the water. You got to go up to it, and you got to summon the guy, and he comes out. You got to shoot him 3 times with your arrows, and then he'll fucking come down and talk to you. And I'm like, admittedly, a fish tells you exactly all this. But how am I supposed to know which fish? Like, there's only one particular fish that tells you this. How am I supposed to know which fish? And so that's why you just go up to every fish and give them bait. And it's just fucking, yeah. So there's some seriously cryptic stuff going on in this game. The arrows was one of them. The Triforce charts are another one. Like, just finding all the charts, like, it doesn't tell you where they are. Like, you just have to, well, it kind of tells you, like, the vicinity of where they are. Then you got to, like, float out there and try and find it. You got to find, like, 10 of them. And like I said, they don't tell you that you need a shit. Like, it doesn't, you don't know how many rupees. I didn't expect it to cost, like, 400 rupees to decipher a chart. I had, like, 800 or something like that. I forget how much I was able to hold. But it wasn't enough, and I had to go and get the upgrade, which I had to look up, try and find the upgrade. You get it from a ferry, and that was cryptic too. Like, you have to go back to the original island that you started on. You have to know to fly over to the other side, bomb this freaking rock, go down the hole. Like, I was like, how am I supposed to know that as a, like, just first time playing this? Like, there's so much stuff that you won't know without a guide or the help of the internet or something like that. So kudos to anyone who was able to beat this game back in the day without a guide or anything. Like, I don't know how you would have done that, but taking a lot of chances and luck, like, I don't know. One of the worst ones was knowing you needed to get a pear so that you put it on your head, and then a bird will come and eat it. Then you can mind control that bird, and the bird has to go and do shit. I was like, how the liquid shit am I supposed to know to do that? Like, holy crap. And needing 20 pendants to buy a deed for a house, like, that blew my mind. I knew those pendants were going to be fucking used for something, and you just get them randomly. Like, you get them randomly in chests. You get them randomly from enemies. You get them just randomly. So I'm like, okay, these are going to come into play at some point, and they did. And I was still short, so I had to go grinding for those. The worst was grinding for rupees. Like, I had to go to this dungeon where I would go into it over and over again, destroy these pillars, get my fucking 50 rupees, and go back and rinse and repeat 50 fucking times so I can get enough rupees to get my charts deciphered. Absolutely ridiculous. So that is one of the things they changed in the HD version, was acquiring these charts and getting them read. I don't know exactly what they changed, but apparently it's nowhere near. I don't think you have to get as many. I think it's down from like 10 to 7 or something like that. You don't have to get as many. They're not as hard to find or as tedious and fucking cryptic and fucking shit like that. Admittedly, I knew what I was getting into when I started playing a Legend of Zelda game. They're all like this. They all have moments where you're like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Where am I going? What am I doing? How the fuck am I supposed to know that? Like, there's tons of those moments in Legend of Zelda games. That's just the way that they are. That's why I always recommend using a guide for these games, especially at your first time. Like, no shame in using a guide your first time playing a Legend of Zelda game. There's absolutely no shame in that. I've needed a guide for every Zelda game that I played, aside from like Breath of the Wild. Like, the newest ones I didn't need guides for, but maybe you have to look up a thing here or there. But regardless, I had to look up a shitload of things in the Wind Waker to get through it. Okay, so that is, 400 rupees to decipher each chart is fucking asinine. And there was one chart, bro. One chart, you have to go down this bottomless pit, and I never thought it was going to end. Apparently it was only 30 floors, but it felt like 300 floors. And you just go down, and you kill every enemy on every floor, and down, and down, and I thought I broke the game. I thought the game was broken. I was like, is this like an endless loop? Like, is this fucking for real right now? And yeah, it literally made you go down 30 floors, killed about 300 enemies. Insane. I was so not impressed with that moment in the game. I was like, this is fucking horseshit. Absolutely hate this moment right here. So I did not like that. So yeah, it sounds like I don't like the game, but trust me, I did like the game quite a lot. It's just those tedious moments were just brutal. Let's talk about some boss fights. So we start off with Goma. Has a cool parasitic lobster looking design. Fighting it was pretty interesting. You have to use the grappling hook to smash this like giant rock down onto it. And then you crack its shell and you can finish it off with this very obviously weak eye. I mean, you got the bright red eye. It's like, oh, I wonder what I need to attack. Good first boss. I'd hit that with a B. Then we got Kalidimos. They got some interesting names for these bosses. Was very easy. Use your boomerang to knock it off the ceiling, then take it to Pound Town. I felt like this should have been the first boss because it was way easier to figure out. It took me a second to figure out Goma. I was like, all right, obviously I got to use my grappling hook, but I didn't know like exactly how to use it. So it took me a second, but Kalidimos, pretty good boss. I hit it with a B-. Now you have Godon the Great Arbiter. I didn't come up with these names, so reminds me of like a Temu version of Bongo Bongo. Super fun fight though. Sniping him with arrows, you toss a bomb in its mouth 3 times, and that bitch is Dunyan rings. This was one of the better fights in the game, in my opinion. I'd hit it with an A, just an A. It felt like I was gonna say A+, but no, just an A. Then we have Phantom Ganon. I think this was a boss fight. It might have been a mini boss, but Phantom Ganon is always a favorite of mine. Plays like the first phase of the N64 Ganon fight, not the actual Ganon fight where he's just shooting a ball at you and you gotta knock it back and then you play fucking back and forth with it for a little while. It's a lot of fun, so that's a B. Then you have the Helmarok King. He looks very cool. Satisfying bashing its head in with the hammer and more raiding around than I'd like to with this fight, so I'd give it a B-. Then we have Mulgara. Didn't really like Mulgara that much. It's cool sandworm design. Like, it looked really cool. Extra enemies make it really hard to target the boss. So this thing is spawning out these little, like, sand fishworm things, and they just kept getting in the way of me attacking the boss. So you have to, like, clear out the little enemies first, which they're kind of hard to hit because they're just going up and down through the sand, and then you just hook shot the tongue, smash away at the tongue. Bob's your uncle, you're done. So I gave that one a C+. Then we have Puppet Ganon. This is one of the coolest fights, but it was also had some drawbacks as well. So Puppet Ganon himself is awesome. Like, he looks so cool. He's got the puppet strings, fucking awesome, but the camera was a bit rough on this one. And the bats that he sends down are really, really annoying. It's a 3-phase fight, each playing differently. So the spider was fun. The worm was really hard to hit because this worm is just fucking flying around this room. You gotta hit it in the ass, and it's just really hard to aim, and I had like no health. It was a struggle. I actually had like 1 or 2 game overs in this game, which was not satisfying, not very good. I prefer to not have any, but it is what it is. So the puppet fight was pretty good. It had some drawbacks, like it was kind of cool how you have to use the ceiling to spot the spider or its shadow to see where it's going to fall, so you can make sure you're at the right location to smack its ass. So that was pretty cool. I'd give it a B, but the design, I'll give it a B+. So I'll go B+. Then you have the final fight against Ganon. I love this guy's design. I already talk about it, how he's so big and intimidating. He just looks so cool. And it's a fun sword duel. Zelda helps out with her arrows, and the greatest death in Legend of Zelda history takes place. If you haven't seen it, just look up Wind Waker Ganon death scene. Boom, it'll pop up. It's just a fucking giant sword right in the middle of the forehead. Get fucked. You are absolutely dominated right there. That shit was so freaking awesome. I absolutely loved it. So that was awesome. That fight gets an A. So it's tied between the Ganon fight and the Great Arbiter fight. Those were my 2 favorite boss fights. And I also really like Phantom Ganon. Phantom Ganon's always a good time. All right, so we can start wrapping up the episode. We already kind of went through my cons of the game, but we'll go through them again really quick. The reverse controls on the camera were fucking egregious. Like, never, ever do that again. Please never do that shit again, because that just ruined the first, 5-6 hours of the game. I was just struggling, not having fun, and not loving life. Not much going on while sailing, except for, you can pick up some rupees here and there, get in a fight. Other than that, you're just going to the islands that you want to go to. There is tons of room for exploration. Like, you can go explore these islands and see what's going on, but a lot of the time there's nothing at least I can find out there's nothing going on. Some seriously cryptic moments we talked about, so there's some serious crypticness to this game that I was like, what the fuck? There was one really early on, I got really lucky and found Tingle. And I just went in this random door, and he was locked in there. And I was like, well, fuck, thank God I came across this door, because Tingle was really important. He's the one that's going to decipher all my maps. So it was really good that I found him early on. But he was, hidden behind this freaking wall and a door. I was like, that's really easy to miss, man, and a really crucial character that is, you have to have this guy. Why would you put him in such a cryptic little area like that? I didn't understand it. So there's a lot of decisions like that kind of drove me nuts. That endless, bottomless pit of enemies was fucking egregious. I hated it so much. And 400 rupees to decipher each chart. You have 10 charts. That's 4,000 rupees. That is a lot of rupees, man. That's a lot of rupees. And I would say 80% of the time, you're probably going to be grinding out some of those rupees, because you're just not going to have enough. Unless you know to go get the big bag early on, you're not going to have enough rupees, and then you're going to have to look up a good rupee farming area, and there's not many, and the one that I went to wasn't that good. It gave you 50 rupees, so 50 times by 4,000, that's 20 times I got to go down in there just to get a few thousand rupees. So that was really tedious and kind of hurt the flow of the game. I was like, man, I just got to stop everything just to get rupees for an hour here. This is some bullshit. So I didn't love that. Let's talk about things that I did love, though. So, great art style. Love the art style of this game. It's going to look good for another fucking 20, 30 years. If they ever do release the HD version, it'll be ingrained for the rest of time. That game is always going to look good to me. I love the colors, the bright greens and yellows, and the blue of the ocean just looks so good. Oh, fuck yeah. I love the fun dungeons and bosses. Though all the bosses weren't A+ boss fights, they were fun. They made a lot of sense, because they're using the item that you used in that temple to defeat the boss, so they're really smart in that way. That was really good. Lots of useful tools, lots of fun, useful tools. So you got your boomerangs, your hook shots. They're all fun, and, well, some of them aren't fun to use because of the reverse controls, which drove me nuts. And they're really finicky, honestly. Sometimes with the hook shot, you're just trying to inch it up just a little bit, and it just goes whoop, whoop. And you're like, fuck, can you just give me a little more control here? So it could use a little improvement there. But other than that, I love all the tools you get to use, and you get so many of them. Awesome soundtrack. The soundtrack is freaking phenomenal. Great sense of adventure. You got big open sea. I couldn't imagine playing this game back in 2003 and that massive ocean to go explore. Oh man, that would have been something. Now we're so spoiled with open world games. I mean, that open sea is nothing. You can get across that whole sea in 5-10 minutes. I mean, if the boat was faster, then it wouldn't be that long, but the boat, depending on the wind, won't go very fast. And of course, that death scene. The Ganon, the characters. I really also enjoyed Zelda's character as well. She was a pirate. Spoiler alert, but yeah, she was the pirate, and she was cool. She had a little bit of attitude to her. I liked Zelda in this game. But that death scene is freaking phenomenal. And there we go. So let's score this game. I'm going to give it Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker, OG version, GameCube version, played on the Switch 2. I'm giving it an 8.5 out of 10. It's a great game still. It's still a great game to play. It's still a great Zelda game. It's not my favorite one by any means. I still prefer, if I was to play one of these, probably still going with Ocarina of Time. Maybe even Majora's Mask. I need to finish Majora's Mask one of these days and actually beat that game and get through the whole thing in its entirety. I beat about 70% of that game, and then shit went wrong. I didn't finish it, so it is what it is. It happens. But 8.5, I think this game absolutely stands the test of time. I don't think it's the black sheep of the franchise anymore. I think the black sheep is Legend of Zelda 2. Is it Link's Adventure? I don't know. I think that's still, without a doubt, the black sheep of the franchise. Other than that, I think they're all great games. All the ones that I played so far, I've loved every single Zelda game that I played. There's still a few I haven't played. I haven't played like Spirit Tracks, Phantom Hourglass, Majora's Mask, Skyward Sword I still haven't gotten through, so I still have a lot of Zelda games to play. I just don't know when I'm going to get to all of them, you know. I do have a hankering to play them right now, but I don't know. Maybe I'll play Majora's Mask sooner rather than later. Maybe, I don't know about Skyward Sword. I really wasn't jiving with that game when I played it back in the day. I played it twice, and the second time I put it down, I never picked it back up, and that was it for the Wii, y'all. That was the death of the Wii right there. But there we go, everybody. Let me know what you think of Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. Is it your favorite? Is it your least favorite? Somewhere in the middle? Let me know. For me personally, right now, it's somewhere in the middle. It's probably top 5. Like, I mean, it's going to be like Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, Ocarina of Time, Twilight Princess. I think I like Twilight Princess because the temples were so good in Twilight Princess. There is some monotony to that game that I don't like collecting the tears and shit. I think I would go Twilight Princess, then Wind Waker, honestly. I just have an affinity for Twilight Princess. I really enjoyed that game. I know some people don't like some parts of that game. I don't like some parts of that game either, but the temples, you can't deny, are some of the best in the franchise right there. So there we go. That's my top 5 Zelda games right there, a little bonus. And there we go, everybody. Episode 200. I can't believe it. I don't know if I have 100 more in me. I don't think I'll make it to 300, but I'm going to continue to pluck away and continue going and trying to entertain y'all and make sure y'all are entertained. Did that make any sense at all? I don't think so. But anyway, thank you everybody so much for listening. You are literally the best person ever for listening to this podcast. If you do listen to it, make sure you share it around with a few friends, maybe an enemy, let them know what you're up to. Who cares? And go check out my YouTube channel. The link is in the description. I put little videos of my cats up every day. So I put a little short up. Check out the cats, see what they're doing. They're usually sleeping or eating or playing. You know, they're usually doing the same things, but they're cute every single day. So I love my little cat videos. So we're well over 1,000 subscribers now on the YouTube channel, so that's making me really happy. And it continues to grow. We're almost at 1,100 already. So like, wow, it's just awesome, man. Just absolutely awesome. Admittedly, the views have never been all that good on this podcast. It has its days where there's like really good days. I don't know how real those listens are when I get I'll have days where I get like 2,000 downloads, but I don't know. They're all from different countries and I don't know how legitimate they are. All I know is I got Luke, I got Jetty. Those are my number one fans, and I love you guys for listening to this podcast. Thank you so much. And obviously gifting me so much stuff and doing all that and supporting the podcast. You guys are the best of friends. And what else do we got? In terms of the next episode, it's probably going to be Forza Horizon 6. We'll talk about that game and how awesome it is because it's an awesome video game. I don't know. I might be getting burnt out with Forza Horizon. It's my 6th game in the franchise. I've played them all. I've loved them all. It's just they're not really different from each other other than the setting. I mean, it's not a bad thing. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But I don't know. There's something about Forza Horizon 6 that hasn't really hit the way that other Horizon games have for me in the past. So we'll see where it goes. I'll do a review on that and then hit me up with some suggestions, y'all. I need some help. I need some topics to talk about, some games to talk about. I'm running out of games that I can just talk about off the cuff because I'm getting older and my memory is starting to go, so it is what it is. But anyway, thank you so much for listening. Seriously, thank you so much for listening. You guys are the best. You want to be even more of the best, make sure you're reviewing the podcast, share it around with a few friends, maybe an enemy or two. Go check out the YouTube channel. Drop a comment on Spotify. Drop a comment on the YouTube channel. Drop a comment wherever. And let me know what you're playing. Give me some recommendations and all that good shit. There we go, everybody. Thank you again for listening. Be back again with some out. GX Plus Kid.